Well, hello everybody. Remember this 3-stack box we had? And we took everything out, and in the mother hive, which is right there, we gave her 2, 3, 4 frames of bees, and that was it, and put everything else here. So we need to go through this. I know there's a little bit of honey in here, but we never went through these boxes, so I'm not sure how many queen cells we have made, or how many we're going to get out of here, or how many we're going to split up, or anything. So let's get to it. It's been 13 days. I like to get into them around 10, 9, somewhere in there, but I've been busy. So let's see what we got. I did not smoke them. Check the lid, always check the lid. Didn't see anything on that one. We're looking for queen cells, and being 13 days, it's possible one has hatched already, if not more. We may not have any. I don't know. But I'm going to take this whole top one off. I put the food on top because I wanted them to preserve it. You can use these frames, extra frames, somewhere else if you need, got another box somewhere that needs some food. A lot of the young boxes I'm making right now, I like to put a frame of food in there, just so they don't have to stress about finding food while they're trying to raise a queen and get a new hive started. Looks pretty good. Gotta change this box real quick. You can see right there, I just put the frame of food, and that's going to be my new box. So I'm going through this box right here just to see how many queen cells I do have, if any's hatched, or going to see what we can make out of it. They're kind of antsy today. It's a little cloudy, little sun. They're just in a mood right now. We'll see. Just take your time. I know they're antsy because I can tell how they're flying around my face. You can tell if they are buzzing around your face really fast. They are thinking about stinging you, or they're trying to intimidate you. But I'm hoping that they will calm down as we go. No queen cell. And if I do find a queen cell, I'm hoping that she's still capped. But as I'm going along, I'm looking for queen cells and maybe a young queen that has hatched and she happens to be walking around. Yeah, I don't see anything on this side or the other side. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in the new box that is offset. Offset means is I didn't take the third box off of this one. I didn't put it directly in front of this box. I set it off to the side. Just a little bit. Alright. Well, I should have waited. As you can tell. Or I shouldn't have waited, should I say. We have 1 queen cell that has been chewed out. 2 queen cells that's been chewed out. 3 queen cells. 4 queen cells. 5 queen cells. 6 queen cells. 7, 8, 9 queen cells that have been chewed out by the 1 queen. This queen here has not been chewed out. Probably because it's a little bit younger and she couldn't smell it. So now we got to find her. You know you got one walking around here somewhere, so if you don't find her, you definitely got to take this one queen cell out. If not, they could swarm on you. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to stick it in this box over here. Put it in the box that is offset to this hive. So now we are on the hunt. If I would have looked in this box 2-3 days ago like I should have, I wouldn't have had this problem. So, still looking for queen cells. Looking for the young queen walking around chewing up my queen cells. I don't see her. You're probably wondering, when I put boxes to the front of another hive, where I'm doing this step right here is moving it for making a third spot out of the same hive, making a third box. When they got queen cells and they don't have a queen and they're trying to raise queens, they're in a swarming mode. Especially when they get more than one queen coming, they're automatically waiting for them to hatch. They're trying to decide what they're going to do, either swarm or not. But they're still in a swarming mode. They're in a different kind of thought process. So by me putting these bees, whichever I decide, into the third box, third hive that I'm making, they will not leave that box because they are in a swarming mode, and I still put a queen cell in there that is capped, so they will not leave that box and come back to the second box or even go back to the first box where the mother hive is. And the reason why I do it this way is I'm trying to eliminate swarming. Yes, it's fun to catch a swarm in a tree, but it's not fun when it's 60 feet in the air. I do not see that young queen walking around this frame. Food and just a foundation that hasn't been totally drawn out yet, but they are working on it. All food. I do not see a queen walking around on that side. Nor do I have one on this side. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this empty box and I'm going to just lay it on top of the box that has the food in it that's sitting there by itself. And you might want to look in there, look on the front, on the side of the box and see if the queen's walking around. I don't see her, but I'm just going to lay this on top of that box full of honey. You can tell when the bees come out and they want to hit your hand, that type of thing. And you can see them flying out, they're just trying to intimidate me. You see that? So you just take your time, nice and slow. A lot of times that will convince them that you are no threat. And you just try to get a frame of bees out. There's absolutely nothing on this. They're working on it. They're pulling on it. This is one of the new ones that I put on. One maybe here, one maybe there, two or something like that, just to give them something to do. Bees always want something to do, so don't ever leave the box where it's full of frames, foundation, you know, pull tone, stuff like that, because bees, you got to have at least one new one in there on each side, if not draw it out, because bees want something to do. They just get bored. They'll hang out and do absolutely nothing for you. Now all these frames here that I'm taking out of this box, I'm gonna put in the empty box that's sitting on top of my honey box. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm trying to thin the frames out, because I am looking for a queen. You see how they hit my hand? One just bounced off my hand 2-3 times, come right out of this box. They're trying to intimidate me. So as long as you take your time and let them calm down a little bit, you'll probably be alright. And this is what happens when you have this frame here is a good example to show you guys. Now when you put a foundation in there that's a drone foundation that has nothing but drone cells, look at that. Can you see that? All males. Very few worker bees, but they're all males. They're all male bees. Everywhere. That's a good foundation. And this isn't the foundation that they hatched out of. It's still in the box. So I'm going to set this aside. These males are ready to go. Waiting for them to mature probably a little bit and go out and fly and make your queen. I do not see a queen walking around here, but this is another example. Look at these. This is actually an old foundation. I don't quite like it. It's ready to be thrown out. But this is full. There must be 200 or 300, if not more, of drones on this foundation. And this is not a drone laying box. By previous video, you should know this is not a drone laying box. This side here, I didn't find a queen walking around, but it has just as many, couple hundred of drones just on this one side, and you can see them. They're ready to fly. You've got to have a lot of drones. See? Trying to intimidate me, but now they're landing on me. She hit me once and then decided to land. They're still trying to hit my face a little bit, but I have not gotten stung yet. But if you're going to raise a queen, even one queen you're after, like if you're a hobbyist and you just have, I don't know, 1 to 20 boxes in your yard, and you want one queen, because you want to expand, you know, you want another box, you still got to have a lot of drones. And it's good to have maybe one drone foundation, maybe in 1, 2 of your boxes in your yard. Even if you're still trying to get one queen, if you want only one queen, you still want the queen to be good. You want her to perform, you want her to excel, you want her to be successful. So that's a good reason why you need a lot of drones in your yard. If you're a commercial beekeeper, we know that already. We've experienced our losses and our defeats and our achievements. But the main thing is you got to have a lot of drones in your yard to raise queens, 1 or 100 or 1,000 queens. You need a lot of drones. So let's get to looking for that queen. She gnawed out all those queen cells except one, so I know she's in here. Either that or she is out flying on her maiden flight today. I do not see a queen on this side. She'll have a lot of males, a lot of drone males. Males are drone bees. Drone bees are males. And I don't see her on here. I'm going to stick it in the box of the honey. You see how they... Yeah, they didn't like that one. They're wanting to sting me. Yep, 3 times on the arm. You see them just flying, thinking about stinging me some more. Just 3 times on the arm, 1 on the hand. You're going to try it again. What you don't want is for them to get up your short sleeve. Once they sting you there, they will all try and go up your short sleeve to sting you. So, let's try it again. I could have touched one wrong and pissed her off and started the whole thing. So 3 times so far, I got stung out of this box and on this one frame. The queen may be close. Seeing them come out and hit my hands. Trying to scare me off. I do not see her walking around this frame. I'm going to put it back in the same box right on this side. One tickled my nose. What you don't want to do is start swinging your arms around and getting all excited, and then you'll get them even more excited. I mean, they are just swarming around me trying to sting me, trying to intimidate me. If they wanted to sting me, they would. They're hitting my hat. They're in my face. I don't see no queen just yet. No more queen cells except what was on that one frame. Wiping some sweat from my face. They're flying around my face, just wanting me to give them an excuse for them to sting me. Well, I'm not going to give them one. Just go nice and easy. If you're calm, they're calm. That helps, but that's not always true. Well, this queen here, this queen cell I just found, has been gnawed out right here. So she has went to town. And out of all three of these boxes, and as many bees and as many queens that were gonna come to me, it doesn't want to swarm. It does not want to swarm. If it wanted to swarm, they would have left some of those queen cells, if not all of them, and waiting on them to hatch. So they did not swarm. They don't want to swarm. And I do not see her on this frame. So let's go to the, looks like we might have one or two good frames left. So we'll check the last three just to see. But I doubt there's any more queen cells. A little bit of food, but I don't see any. I don't see any more queen cell, and I don't see her. But today's a fairly nice day, and she might be out flying on her maiden voyage. Oh well. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some new foundation in here. I'm gonna put these all to the center since there is no brood, very little brood. The rest of it has been hatched out. I'm gonna squeeze these back together, put some new ones on this side. I'm gonna put the honey box back in this box here on top so they can preserve it. And I am going to gamble that that queen that chewed out those queen cells is either still in this box or she's out flying, because we got a queen cell in the third box that she did not touch. So before I close up that third box with the queen cell, I'm going to recheck every one of those frames and make sure she's not in that box. So let's get this one closed up. I did not check the last two frames because all I was doing was looking for queen cells. So if the queen's in here, she could still be on one of these two. So I'm pretty confident there's no more queen cells. We do have a queen walking around. So I did not want to disturb her anymore. That's the reason why I did not check those, because I'm not concerned about it. At the most, I'm going to have one queen, and she's walking around or she's flying. These frames are coming from that box where the honey is. I just put them in an extra box on top of the honey. I'm just putting them back in is all I'm doing. They're trying me. That queen that was walking around could have been up here in the honey box. I had no queen excluder. These are just extra frames. They're not even full frames of honey. They're just good foundation, and I want to keep this box. I want this box to keep them good. So I'm gonna put the lid back on this, and I'm gonna recheck that third box that I made that's got the queen cell, and I want to make sure she's not in that box. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, these are just a flying around me, boy, just want me bad. So I'm going to put queen with a question mark, because she's already hatched, and today's date, 7/9. So now in about 20-25 days, I'm going to come back in this box, and I'm going to look for her. If she's in here, she'll have eggs. Now I'm going to look in this box, make sure that queen's not in here. I do not see her on this frame. They're wanting to sting me, but I really don't like leaning down that close to the box, because it gives them perfect opportunity to tag you in the face, because you got nowhere else. You give them no other place to land. You put your face right in front of the box, so that's not a good thing. I done it because my back was kind of sore, but I don't recommend it. Now here's that drone foundation I was telling you about. You can see that all these drone cells, they've all hatched, and that's where all those drones came from. You see how big them holes are, the cones? That's where they came from. That's why this box had a lot of drones in it, but I don't see her in here yet, and I hope that she's not. So here's the one that we ended up with, like, I can't remember, 7, 8, 9 queen cells, and she left one good one. So I'm pretty confident that she's not in this box, and that she may be in the second box, but chances are it's a beautiful day, she's out breeding. And I'm gonna put this right there. Let me check this one last box, or one last frame, sorry. Okay, I don't see her. I don't see her. Okay, so I'm gonna close this box up, put some new foundation in it, and I'm gonna bring all the brood and the majority of the bees in the center where the opening is, so they can protect that entrance a lot better. If you put all the brood to one side and you have new frames in front of the entrance, they'll have a harder time protecting it. But if you put them in front of the entrance, they got no place to go. They want to stay with the foundation that they're on now, so it will be a lot easier to put bees in front of that entrance to protect it. So we got 2, 4, 6. I need 4 more.